I wanted to point this out because a Matterport service provider who is really shooting spaces for the purpose of marketing might look at an OBJ file in 4 seconds and say, oh, I could never use this for marketing, and say, I can't use the OBJ. That has no value to me. And I would suggest that Matterport, Matterpak plus RSET is perhaps even more valuable to a potential client than the marketing view, because this view staged by RSET and I don't know, Michael, if you want to start to add smoke, fire, sounds, casualties, etc. That this is an opportunity to save lives, reduce injuries for a client.
Well, Dan, there's another benefit to it. I wanted to make sure to point out that once you download the Matterpak, that's yours, and you don't have to maintain the Matterport subscription for that. So if you have a client that just wants to keep the geometry of their space, they could have a seat of RSET and download the Matterpak and have nothing else to do with Matterport indefinitely.
Okay, so I think that probably gives us a good overview of Matterport plus RSET for kind of real world simulations for police, fire, and emergency medical responders. And I should say that we actually did a 1-hour show with you all not too long ago. And so anyone that says, oh, that's interesting, but could you show me more? You can see an entire hour on this topic if you go to WGAN.info/RSET on WGAN. Bill, before we jump into today's topic, intro to RSET, service provider network for Matterport service providers, is there anything else that we should talk about in terms of schools, museums, theaters, public spaces, commercial spaces, meets police, fire, and emergency medical responders?
Well, other than that, they just like they want to do training in the spaces. They are happy to see it. The firefighters, the different conferences we've seen, as mentioned earlier, we're really excited the fact they could train in their specific space. They like that idea instead of generic spaces and all. And so that's primarily it. They want to see that you can go into their community and do, as Larry said, sets and reps.
Larry, anything else additional before we move on the topic?
No, I just think it's the ability for the Matterport service providers and scanning providers in the marketplace to be able to continue to look at ways they can take more value, more unique scenarios, more complexity, more richness to their current clients who already trust them and value their work, to share more insights and more things they can use that are valuable for their business. So, and our job is here to help them grow their business and help support them.